Shabbat Shalom. It's nice to be with you again in your homes as we enter into Shabbat. I certainly hope that we all have had a nice week and that these rising temperatures will hopefully lead to an elevation of our spirit, especially as we enter into the sacred time of Shabbat. And as we move towards this time, I want to first recognize some of the blessings that came from the week that passed. One in particular, which is, I understand that Harold Prigozhin turned 102 yesterday, and so we want to wish him a wonderful mazel tov, and wish him that all of the years to come may be as sweet and wonderful and filled with life as the years that have passed. And again, congratulations, or as our tradition would say, until 120. And as we are also counting, not just our blessings, but I'd like for us to take a moment to focus on this counting time of the Omer. And today I'm going to bring forward a reading that can be found in a book I've introduced you to before, Omer, A Counting, by Rabbi Karen Kadar. And she offers the following. And now understand that this is a different time in which this was written, but I think its lesson is still very much applicable. She writes, "Every now and then, we have to drill a hole in the bottom of the boat that keeps us afloat, because one simply should not chart a course carried by routine and complacency. And though the tumble and rumble of fundamental change is chaotic and alarming, and hard and disruptive and so frightening, and though it goes against our natural instinct to protect and defend who we are and what we know at all costs, sometimes the cost of staying the same is simply too great. Isn't it? To live in the routine of it all, bored, unactualized, is really hard, right? The courage you will need to drill the hole and the struggle you will experience to stay afloat will empower you, transform you, and enliven you. It will be like a birth. Out of the waters, a stronger, more vitalized person. Excellence, creative energy, passion, and a sense of purpose require something different. Remember, spiritual and intellectual growth sometimes is a journey of risk and courage. Sometimes you have to drill a hole in the boat that keeps you afloat." With that, we recite our blessing for counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. Praise be you, Adonai our God, who rules the universe, instilling within us the holiness of mitzvot by commanding us to count the Omer. Today is the 37th day, 5 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. As we have completed this counting of the Omer, we would now turn our thoughts to welcoming in Shabbat. It is my hope that those of you who are interested have been able to find the opportunity to experience Shabbat virtually in some way, or at least Kabbalat Shabbat. If you are looking for ways to do that, please, I hope that you will contact me, as I know that a meaningful Shabbat experience is especially important during this time. And Courtney and Rabbi Sobo and I will be working to add those very soon to what we are offering. In the meantime, we do think it's important that you have the opportunity to hear the names of our loved ones mentioned so that we may all be able to say Kaddish. We call to mind all who have come before us, whose lives have been a blessing to humanity, in particular those who we have loved, who have been important members of our families and of our community. We call to mind that we are in a period of Shiva for Rabbi Sigma Faye Koran, and a period of Shloshim for Chad Gottschlich and Sherry Berger, Sanford Shapiro, and Shirley Dushman. We are also remembering the yahrzeits for Margaret Baer, Margaret Becker, Albert Becker Sr., Saul Burke, Davida Block, Avrin Burt, Anna B. Cohen, Vern R. Cox, Olive Margolis Frankel, Ben Friedman, Sophia Frysum, Libby G. Golden, Minnie Goldflies, Lena B. Green, Shirley Greenfield, Florence Kahn Hyman, Felix Jacobs, Melba Kahn, Jerome A. Goldswig, Ed Colton, Morris Mayerson, Philip D. Mayman, Rosalind D. Mulavani, D. Sterling Margolis, James Miller, Benjamin Moyer, David Office, Joseph N. Patterson, Gertrude Rendler, Corinne Rich, Ralph Rickenback, Ken Rittner, Theodore Shaman Sr., Karina Dagan Shapiro, Max Schulman, Richard Tannenbaum, Tilly Weinberger, Charles Weprin, and Laverne D. Zimmerman. Keeping all of them in mind, we call to our hearts the words of the mourner's kaddish, which, if you are able, you may rise, that we would recite together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach chiyutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always and only be for a blessing. Wishing us all Shabbat Shalom.